Welcome to Make the Norm podcast,
where we normalize black excellence,
whisper our failures,
and scream our achievements.
Pro-black, not anti-white.
All lives can't matter
if black lives don't.
Yo. Welcome to the Make the Norm show. I'm your host, Trying to Elevate.
I'm Reek G's.
What's up?
What's going on?
Same old shit. Different day.
Let's Make the Norm podcast, man.
What I say?
Make the Norm show. What's up with you?
Podcast. I don't know, man. I'm sad right now. Tired.
So what's up, man? What's first?
First up, you watched the Red Talk table, John?
Yeah, but what was the young lady name?
Becky.
Her parents?
Aunt Becky's daughter.
Aunt Becky from
Full House. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of our listeners not gonna know. Did you used to watch that? Not gonna know what Full House was. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a generational thing.
Yeah, our generation.
So you know what I mean? The younger generation might not know, but Aunt Becky was it was a little California family, and Aunt Becky was the girlfriend. She was like the cool uncle girlfriend.
Right.
So now she got two daughters, and there's some controversy. The controversy is a little old, but they recently one of the daughters recently went on the Red Table. What is it?
Red Table Talk.
Yeah, Red Table Talk. So her parents paid a half a ticket or $500,000 to get them into USC, I believe. You know, kind of like off the books type thing, like not on your own merit, but basically on the strength of this bread and who your parents are.
Right.
And it was a controversy, and it was especially controversial in our community because we see in situations where mothers try to use different address, like a situation where a mother used a different address to get her son in a better school, and then she got like some tick for that.
Like 7 years.
Yeah, something crazy.
Shit. They got 60 days.
Yeah. So the mom got 60 days and the dad got, I think, 4 months or something.
At a Fed camp.
Yeah,
tennis
pretty
courts
much.
And all that shit.
So, you know what I'm saying? So now she, you know, so she was popping on YouTube, and you know she was getting her own bag. But then when that happened, she kind of got dragged through the mud. So she took a hiatus. She canceled everything and fell back, and now she wanted to come back. So she reached out to Jada and them.
Right.
And Gam was like, which is Jada mom, is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be a lifeline. Like, yeah, like.
It's not even that, like, we can't be a lifeline. Like, why did you pick 3 black women? Why did you pick Red Table Talk?
Exactly. And also, when black women have trouble, what platform do they have to go and reach out and be like, oh, help us clear our name? You know what I'm saying?
And why did you care to come to the black community first? Like,
exactly. You know so her excuse was that she wanted to go somewhere where she felt like she wouldn't be judged.
Because she watched the show.
And, you know, yada, yada, yada.
Why you thought you would be judged by 3 black women?
I mean, I could kind of see where she coming from because, you know, they really level-headed. They really level-headed. You know what I'm saying? You got 3 different generations, and they always try to, you know, even if somebody feels some type of way, they're going to be respectful. Just like Gam was. She expressed the way that she felt, but she kept it respectful. Yeah, she kept it respectful. And then you always got that balance. You had Jada. You had Jada feeling one way, and then you had Gam feeling another way. But then you always got the daughter. What's the daughter name? Willow in the middle, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like playing devil's advocate, like how, you know what I'm saying? So it wound up being. I didn't think that it was going to be as good as it was, because, you know, rarely do you hear people admitting, especially white women, admitting that they live in their own bubble.
Right.
You know
I mean, yeah, that was her whole thing, is like, you know, she never had a reason to step outside of her bubble. Like, you know what I mean? Even though, and Gam was like, look, I know you watch the news. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm sure you've seen shit on the news, like the George Floyds, the all types of stuff that's going on in the black community. Right. And, you know what I mean? She didn't really say that she didn't see the stuff, but she just was basically saying, like, I had no reason to step outside my bubble. I was born into this.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? But I'm not, you know, I'm not a bad person. I'm not into all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? That, you know, a lot of the stuff that's going on in the, you know, the white community. But she didn't really understand her privilege. She knew she had it, but she didn't understand it.
Right.
Because she was born into it, and it's, you know what I mean? It's understandable.
Right.
You know what I mean? To an extent. But she, you know, now she's doing stuff with less fortunate people in the black community. Like, she's trying to help out, like, the best way she can.
Right.
Gam whole thing was, I really like you're gonna be okay.
Exactly.
Your parents went to jail for 60 days. Y'all rich. Y'all gonna be good. And y'all got white privilege. Like there's too much shit going on in my community, meaning the black community, for me to be sitting here entertaining you with privilege.
Right.
Knowing you're gonna be okay.
Right. You're gonna get a little slap. Your parents got a slap on the wrist. It don't really affect you. At worst, like you lost a couple of promotions and all of that. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers out here losing their lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
just for being black. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So like, why should we really care about what you got going on? Like, how can I find the energy to actually care that you lost some endorsements behind, your parents? And Jay, the whole thing is like, as a parent, like I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the evil that I see in the world. And I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially as black people, we done been through so much. We gotta find the good in things in order to sometimes keep pushing and keep hoping for better days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I could kind of, especially with her being a parent, I could kind of see her like, damn, I done made some decisions that might have caused my kids some anguish, and they didn't have a say in it. Right. So she looking at it as her being a child and not a white woman in America. You know what I'm saying?
Which was cool too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I really respect the game. She wasn't having that shit.
Yeah, right. And she told her in the most respectful and humble way that she could.
Like, you gonna be cool.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Why did you pick 3 black women? Why did you come on this show?
Right.
Like,
and she said, I'm not saying that I won't care a year from now, but with everything going on right now, like, tell me why I should really take the time out and the energy to care about it right now.
Yeah, she was basically like, I can't care. It's nothing to care about.
Right.
I know you're going to be okay. Yeah. You're rich and you're white and you have a privilege. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you cool. This is nothing for you.
Yeah, definitely nothing at all. And I mean, that's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people just live in their own world, in their own bubble, and their ignorance is not intentional, but nevertheless is ignorance. Like, just like we don't know what we don't know, you know what I'm saying? Is sometimes we do know what everybody else know, and that is that white people in America, especially, have a different privilege that allows them to move in the world differently.
Right.
And that the way that you was moving in the world, even though it was your norm, like she said one thing, like, I know the right difference from right and wrong, but she didn't see nothing wrong with that. So do you really know the difference between right and wrong?
Right.
Like, because everybody else.
Now she explaining that, now she do, but you know what I mean? She was basically saying it was normal in her community for parents to donate.
Yeah, but I think she tried to dumb it down, because it's not a matter of I'm making a donation and then I'm gonna get accepted because of the influence of that donation. Y'all literally paid this boy. She tried to make it seem like, oh, the boy was sketchy and we didn't know he was sketchy, but he was doing this for several families.
Yeah, several families.
And it happened with your sister as well. So you know exactly what, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the first. I could see if she was the first person that she knew this happened with, then she could say, oh, I thought it was normal. Well, no, I guess that don't really make sense. Because you see everybody around you doing it.
But everybody around you doing it, why would she believe that that's criminal?
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, she's not stupid, but at the same time, why is she looking at it that hard? Why would she look at it that hard?
Right, especially considering, like, that's a hell of a donation, $500,000. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and I could believe how the parents was breaking it down to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They knew all the way.
Yeah, right, because they did it before.
Right.
And that's my whole thing. Like, how they get a slap on the wrist, but you did it twice. Y'all didn't do it once. Y'all did it twice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, it's just, that just shows us what type of world we live in.
We know why they got a slap on the wrist.
You know what I'm saying?
60 days, like, they still gonna be shitting out street food.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? They still gonna be shitting out filet mignon. You know what I mean?
And that's crazy, because it's like, yo, you literally gave this black lady years just for putting on an application that I live in a different address so my son can go to a better school. Still got in on his own merit. You know what I'm saying? I think that was another thing that Gam was saying.
It's how dare you give him a better life? How dare you?
Right.
How dare you take him out of harm's way?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? How dare you not let him be a drug dealer or kill somebody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's more so what that shit was about. Like, how did you have the audacity to outsmart us like that? You know what I mean? Real shit, bro. Because other than that, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I made a mistake. I thought that was a 9 I put, not a 6.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I made a mistake on the application. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right,
like, how is that a chargeable offense?
Right. For years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. So it's like, more so it's like, oh, I'm gonna teach this this nigga a lesson. So nobody else would even attempt to do this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And ain't no other mom that seen that gonna do that. Years?
I mean,
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's very insane. So, I mean, I think that I think I don't want to say as a consequence, but I think that because Jada allowed them that platform, that they need to reach out to that woman, because this is the other case, the popular case that's being attached to it. I think that it would be a good idea to go and do the same thing for that woman.
For Becky's daughter,
not Becky's daughter, for the woman that got sentenced, that got that crazy
Becky's
sentence.
daughter to reach out to her.
I mean, no, I'm saying like just to kind of
educate
the world. I don't even know what happened with the situation. That's what I'm saying. Like, but because Red Table Talk got that big platform, they can, you know what I'm saying, kind of influence the situation in a way that, you know what I'm saying, like everybody kind of got a better understanding of what happened and why it's unfair and what actually, you know what I'm saying, like what laws did she break? What is the technicalities of it, and how do we avoid doing this again? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shouldn't even be something that, I mean, at the minimum, the child should have just got kicked out of the school, and that was that.
Yeah, that's like, what I think.
How is that criminal? Like I don't know, man. That shit just, it make you angry talking about it.
Yeah. You press the red button? Yeah, but I mean, that just goes to show you that like when they live in a bubble, like when inside of a bubble, they different people than they are outside of a bubble. And it's only until you bust that bubble that they kind of see the wrong in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, take for example this other situation with the text messages that got leaked in this group chat.
I think it was some college white girls, young white girls.
It sounded like they was in high school, but either high school or college, they was definitely young. But the way they texting and all that, you can definitely tell that they influenced by pop culture. A group of white girls, either in high school or college, that having a private conversation about dating black guys.
Right. They were saying all types of stupid shit. Like, basically like how black guys are pressed over white women, and if a white girl wanted to pee in a black man's mouth, they would, basically let him with no problem. If they called a white dude at 3:00 in the morning to come over, he wouldn't. But if they called a black guy over at the same time, he would run over there. Like, basically all this dumb shit. And I don't know what black guys they encountered, but bitch, is you crazy? Like, first of all, you got Pampers for asses, most of you. You know what I'm saying? Some of you smell like wet fucking dogs. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then you got a nerd to say you're not gonna apologize, and if you seem like a racist because of a private conversation, I mean, you dizzy little bitch. Like, that shit is just crazy. Y'all flat chested, your butt's flat. Like, please, I wish. Like, I'm cool. It's nothing like a black woman. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what black guys y'all ever dated, but you better get the FOH. Like, fuck out of here. Like, y'all tripping, man. That is some racist shit. However you want to dress it up. You know what I mean? You're putting black men against white men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's just crazy. Y'all was responsible for fucking half of the shit that went on in slavery anyway. Talking about somebody raped you and you just wanted to have sex. You know what I mean? Because your husband had a shrimp. And, you know what I mean? The slave had a king-size Snickers. Like, that's all that shit was about. And most of your motherfucking dads and uncles is just, they feel inferior because they got a shrimp. You know what I'm saying? But that shit, don't take that shit up with us. Like, we ain't got nothing to do with that because your wife want the sledgehammer. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. I wish a motherfucking crack a bitch would talk about let me pee in your mouth. Man, I'm going to jail.
So, just trying to be the voice of reason. You know me. I mean, like, just like all black men aren't the same, all white women aren't the same. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, looking at it from a perspective of they probably kids, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna make a few assumptions. One of the assumptions is that they go to school that's predominantly white, and that they have a few black guys that they could choose from. Man, I say even if it's college, most colleges are predominantly white, and they call them PWIs. They predominantly white institutions. Because I know this ain't happened at no HBCU, which is historically black college and university. So let's just assume that if it was either a high school that's predominantly white or a college that's predominantly white. Their experience might have been with a certain type of person, like which we would call the token nigga. The token nigga is usually the person that's usually the white dude, the black boy that only really deal with white people. Now, if you dealing with a nigga from the hood, it's gonna be a whole different perspective. You know what I'm saying? So one of them did say that they using us just like we use them. So I think that when it comes to sex in these young ages, that's all it's about. All it's about is sex. And the reason that it was racist is because the way that they talked about it was because they took it outside of sex. If it was just a sexual preference, which a lot of people saying, like I went on this one website where it sounded like it was a bunch of like Africans, like people from the continent talking about it. And I will agree that a lot of times, like with my experience with Africans in a historically black college that I went to, a lot of them do prefer white girls. They immigrants. They come from they got these colonized minds where they do feel like white girls are better. So what would you say to that?
Is I could have respected the conversation more if they would have said the black men they dealt with.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? They had enough know-how to say all these other things. They could have said that.
Yeah.
They categorized it. So that's why I ain't watching what I say and categorize it. Oh, okay, of course, not all white women, you know what I mean, are this way or may think this way or whatever the case may be. But it was just completely out of line, like, you know what I'm saying? And then even when court, most people try to fess up even when court. Some of them tried to keep carrying it.
Yeah, that's like, how they really feel. I respect that. Stand like you gonna say it, then stand on it. So I can respect that.
You trying to carry it because you're private. You're worrying about the conversation was private versus what was said.
Right.
Like
right,
that's
right.
ignorance. Fuck that. First of all, it's on social media. A DM is still not private. There's someone running all of that shit. If they wanted to see all of our DMs, they can.
Right.
The minute that they want to.
Right.
So it's not a private conversation, you idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're an idiot. Like you could have said the black men that you dealt with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if whatever you prefer, that's up to you.
Right.
Like,
that's what's going on in a bubble.
But just because I prefer steak, it doesn't mean chicken is nasty.
True. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
and you don't have to be an adult to know that.
Yeah, true.
You don't. You know what I'm saying? Early on as a kid, you know what you prefer.
Right.
Regardless of what it is.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It could be a person, a type of food, a type of shirt.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So and that also goes to show that
you can't, not to cut you off, you can't condemn something else because of which your preference is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you shouldn't be saying that that's bad because I prefer this. No.
Right. So one of the issues that I had with it was they talking about like, oh, they smell after sex and all this other stuff.
Right. Yo, man, like, you ever play ball with some white men? Like, man, is you fucking shitting me? Like, come on, man. First of all, when people sweat, there's
an odor, right?
There's an
body
odor.
odor.
Now, some people have good hygiene that, they sweat and it still doesn't stink.
Right.
But some people who shit is up in the air, it's gonna be an odor when they perspire or whatever the case may be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. But that's just more ignorance, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just more ignorance. They was more so bitten and talking down on a people.
Right.
More so than what their experiences was.
Right.
They was talking down on the people. That made it racist.
I'm going to blame a lot of the black men that condone these type of things because a lot of times, especially on Black Twitter, you'll have these black men that's adamant about going in and saying why white women are better than black women and all these other things.
Well, from my experience,
it gives them the space to gives them the space to feel like that's an appropriate conversation.
In my experience in reading stuff like that or seeing stuff like that, it has a lot to do with a lot of black women attitude. Like, in the bossy attitude, and you can't tell them. Yeah.
Hold up, but just to be clear, you saying your opinion, the reason that black men sometimes
some of them feel that way.
Right.
It's not more so what the women look like, feel like, talk like, sex is like. It's more so
they can't handle the attitude.
Submissiveness,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of them get to feel that way or whatever. But again, that's in their experience.
Right.
Yeah, we all know that some other demographic of women may be more submissive than black women,
Right.
but they haven't been through the shit black women been through.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? The shit that black men put them through and the shit they've been through in it, period.
In general, right? Just in
general.
society. Yeah.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? If you a real black man, you try to understand that shit and you try to deal with it.
Right. Because at the end of the day, you got a black mother. And you know what I'm saying? I know if you feel that way about other black women, and that's how you deep down you feel about your black mom and your black sister and your black, nieces or whatever you got. So
like their attitudes is what it is, but it's worth it.
Right.
A lot of other shit outweigh that. You know what I mean? A lot of other shit outweigh that. But I'm not giving them kudos for their attitudes is fucked up. A lot of them, but it don't matter. I'd rather deal with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
everything
else is a plus.
Exactly. You won't get the bonuses that come with it.
Exactly. From the looks to the cooking to everything else is a plus. No, like real rap. You gonna weigh that shit. Like I might deal with a pretty female from another demographic and everything else is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But the attitude, the attitude is good.
Right,
cool.
right. She, when I tell her to do something, she
argue
do
a little
it.
bit if you can handle some other shit.
Or you can season some chicken.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, man, I think, but like I'm saying, like, a lot of black men that the black men that they might be talking about, those are the black men that are, that's coming into these conversations and condoning it. They like, oh yeah, because black women this and that. And I remember I used to make comments like, oh, like I'm tired of black women wearing scarves and all of that type of stuff. But that's just like I would have never said, oh, I prefer white women because of this, because they don't have to wear scarves and shit like that. So
yeah, that would have been ignorant.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you got a black woman ain't got no problem telling you what they got a problem with,
exactly.
So it's not wrong with you saying that about the scarf, but you made a valid point. If you would have said, oh yeah, I like white women better because they don't wear scarves, that's some nut shit.
And a lot of times when niggas do say that, they don't have no experience to go off of. It's like you just assuming that they better because that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they don't fuck with you. So, you know what I'm saying? And this is proof that they don't fuck with you. A lot of times, like these men that feel that way, that feel like, oh, they got their trophy wife because she white. A lot of these celebrities and all of these different things, like they, this goes to show that a white woman can suck and fuck you all day, but at the end of the day,
still feel that way.
They still feel how they feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the only thing that's probably going to change that attitude is when you had that baby by him,
right?
And now they got a child that's half and half.
And I've been with a white woman, like, you know what I'm saying, not like in a relationship, but like sexually, like, but I didn't call you and say, man, oh man, like don't ever do that. Like that's not my preference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't condemn the whole race.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of that experience. Like you know what I mean? They taste funny, they smell funny when they get wet and all that. Like I didn't like all that. I didn't like that shit. Yeah. But I didn't condemn all of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was my experience with that one. Or that two. Like, you know what I'm saying? I forgot how many, but I'm just saying.
Okay, player. Yeah, so what about the when they say that, oh, it's cool when black men say that, she said something about they talk about our snow pussy. I don't even know what that is.
That was some made up shit. The only thing I ever recall like a black man talk about is the chewy.
Right.
You know
like
what I'm saying? And that's pornos. Watching that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So,
like,
because
put a whole motherfucking baseball down there in their mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that, y'all gave that shit to yourself.
Yeah. So
like, we ain't had nothing to do with that.
And then they stand on it too. It's like, that's one of the accolades that they, you know what I mean, that they kind of stand on. Like, yeah, this is what we do.
Right.
So you can't then, because you got caught up in the scandal, now say, oh, we only talking like this because that's how y'all talk about us.
That's
when
bullshit.
That was just a minute ago, that was a chip on your shoulder. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Now it ain't in the rap music no more. Now it's a problem. Like all of a sudden. But again, like I said, they condemned the whole race because of that shit. They was trying to like talk down on black men, period. Not just the black men they dealt with.
Right.
Like that made it racist.
Yeah, and then to shoot back at them is like, that's probably why they felt that way, because they were those black men that you dealt with, they did have those issues. They did have those low self-esteems and those insecurities and all of those things. So they felt like being with a white woman with some type of status because of these issues that they have. You're not bragging about somebody that's confident in themselves, like, oh, they got all the confidence in the world and they want to be with me. Like, I'm not going to brag about somebody that's insecure, but you know what I'm saying? They insecure, they got all these issues, but they love them some black meat. Like,
they probably had some young niggas that had the gift of gab, man, that was acting like they had low self-esteem and all that, and got the pussy in an hour and was high-fiving in the locker room, man. Like, they don't know. This is what they assume, but they didn't get a text message from a group chat from them. Mm-hmm. They didn't hear all this. This is all the bullshit they assume. Them niggas probably was high-fiving. They probably played that role and got the yams in an hour.
And you know where the proof?
Had a threesome, an eightsome, and whatever else.
You know where some proof is in that is because a lot of times when these black guys get caught up with white girls in college and get charged for rape, a lot of times that's the reason. Right. It comes out, they're embarrassed. Their parents find out, and then the parents make them file charges. And the dudes
didn't really care for them. They was playing them
exactly, and that's why, and then they wind up getting a scrape charge, and it's like
exactly,
you know what I mean. So if you look at all of these different things surrounding it, the fact that they would say that, but that's one thing about white people though, they got audacity like a motherfucker.
They made audacity like it makes no sense. Like and again, I'm not, you know what I'm saying. Unlike those young ladies, I'm not condemning the whole race. Like you know what I'm saying. I'm not doing that, but when I say cracker and shit like that, it's for those type of people that display, you know what I mean, what they display. Like you talking down on the whole race because of maybe of a few black guys you dealt with, like,
right? And then to say that
kick rocks with your shoes off,
you don't think it's racist. What part of it was not racist? Like it's just a preference. No, you ain't just talking about your preference. You talking about things that you don't like because this is something that you feel like is inherently with black people. Like you didn't say this dude smell, that dude smell. You said they smell. Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? They're insecure. Black guys I dealt with had low self-esteem. You said black guys got low self-esteem. And don't they smell?
Crazy.
Don't they smell? Like, oh yeah, they smell. And then the way that they was talking, like I was saying, you could tell that they heavily influenced by pop culture because the cuz they using CUZ as cuz and all this other stuff. It's like. Who really chasing who? Yeah, right. Who really chasing who? You know what I'm saying? You talking about white guys don't go for this and they don't go for that, but honestly, when they deal with black women, they go for everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? They go for everything. So, you know what I mean? Like any of these high profile relationships that you see with the black man and a white woman, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to say all of them, but like you ever watch that show Swap? When they White Swap, I mean Dave Chappelle did the parody to that joint, but yeah, man, they be talking to them boys like shit, like, and they, you know, and that's like a common thing that I see in that where, you know what I mean, right. they men kind of timid, and I think that's one of the things that they don't maybe don't like in certain instances, but I don't even want to go too that deep into it, but yeah, they was out of pocket for that.
At the end of the day, man, it's about the Snicker versus the shrimp. You know what I mean? I know what y'all problem is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that shit about. Yeah. Like, but again, the fuck out of here. I wish a motherfucker. I don't care what demographic woman is. Talking about, can you piss in my mouth? Yeah, what? I'm gonna call the judge myself.
Right.
I'm on my way, Your Honor. Fuck is you talking about? Like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy that they even
that much like, low self-esteem in the world.
Right.
I mean, you don't even know when I'm broke. My swag is always on the like,
and then it just, I can't help but think about the situation where the white girl was passed out, trashed behind a dumpster. You remember that, John? She was drunk. And they put her behind, I don't know how she got behind a dumpster, but a young boy walking by seen her behind a dumpster, passed out, and raped her. And then the judge said, oh, he see his son in him, so he ain't get no time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. He got like probation or something like that. But it's like
son and somebody that
like a black
rape a corpse.
Exactly. Like we would have never did no shit like that. Never. You know what I'm saying? But y'all looking at the wrong shit.
First of all, how is your joint even hard?
Right. She passed out behind a dumpster.
That's one. Then even for the motherfuckers who be raping motherfuckers, how can you punch blood out of motherfucking face and then still get an erection? Like, I mean,
for some people, that's what they into. So
no, you're sick, bro.
But to see somebody passed out behind a dumpster, like literally laying and like piss and all that, like, what, you know what people do by dumpsters? And it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take advantage of this opportunity.
And you horny?
Yeah, like damn, yeah. It's just right on time. I needed that. Like, what the fuck?
Like, yo,
that's some
man.
sick shit.
Yeah, that's some sick shit. Like, I don't want to do nothing but a dumpster.
Yeah, but he don't want to come past at 3 a.m. if you call him. Yeah, that's because he just smashed a couple bitches behind the dumpster that was passed out. He tired.
Right. Talking about he see a son in him. They should have took his robe for that, man.
Yeah, man. It's a double standard, man. America for you, boy.
Right.
But yeah, man, we're gonna take a moment to recognize one of our sponsors, Quality Dronography, aka Qualdro, for all your production needs, videography, audio. Reach out to Qualdro at 267-225-4049. Again, that's 267-225-4049, or go to www.qualdro, qualdro.com.
John Doe.
Next segment, shout out to Meek Mill from Philly. Him and Ruben gonna donate some. Well, they already donated some bread to help out the youth in Philly. What you think about that?
It's a good look.
Definitely a good look.
I think you need to get some new PR though.
Yeah, that was good PR right there. But you know, one step forward, two steps backwards.
Yeah, man. I just don't understand. Like, whoever his PR is need to be fired. That's for one. I don't know if he's just not listening to him. And even for the dudes that's around him, like, it's not, y'all can't just be around just to enjoy the ride or enjoy the fruits of his label or y'all label. Like, at some point, like, don't you want to keep shit that way? Like, I mean, it doesn't matter if the shit starts into an argument. If you straight up and down right and he wrong, like, you got to tell that man. Like, some shit is just not. I just don't understand. Like, what the fuck do he be thinking, bro? Like just certain stuff. Like the conversation with academics. Like, you know it's in public, so you obviously don't care. You know the whole conversation is public, so you obviously don't care. So
I mean, if I think I'm right, I wouldn't care either, though.
It's like, why do you keep first of all, academics don't give a fuck. He don't care. He's trying to build his platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He don't care how dangerous this shit is.
I think that's kind of the point that Meek making, even though he didn't say it that way. I think he kind of saying that by saying that you are not taking heed. Matter of fact, let's actually go into what he said real quick. Just play. We got like a 2 minute
Sprizzy
clip
through
that
a Google search, pretty much.
That kind of like, it don't break down the whole situation, but it kind of gives Meek perspective of everything.
Gotta feel that.
So I be wanting to know why he be talking to crazy to me though.
You gotta be delicate about that shit.
Cause I might
that shit turn into real shit. This shit ain't like 1980.
Hey, Savage, hold on, everybody. Hold on, wait. Meek got a grievance. Let's let Meek get his grievance and see what Act gotta say. I want to hear this shit.
Yeah, first basically like he run a platform that be stirring a lot of shit up in the streets. Niggas die about it. A lot of people get hurt about it. Sometimes he say things about certain people that could hurt people, brands that could take people food off their table. He actually got influence over like a lot of kids. My kids watch that shit. My little cousins, a bunch of people watch that shit, and I see a lot of things that I don't approve of, that our culture represent, and I see it taking place on this platform. So I'm gonna turn that platform to an enemy of mine. That's just like simple. I like me, I'm not like a political person. I don't need DJ Academics. And not saying that in a disrespectful way. Like, you know what I mean? You doing your thing. I don't need you. I've been getting my money doing what I do. So why would I do anything else? Why would I stand on anything that don't represent what I represent? I wouldn't stand on DJ Vlad. I wouldn't stand on motherfucking Academics after you just try. When you taking it to talking about people and shit and speaking on people in certain ways, you gotta really be fully prepared to carry yourself like that when you see people like that. Every day I seen you just said something about me on the internet. I could have just posted your address today. I got your address. I ain't do that. I ain't want to take it there. And I know you're not ready for that with me, but I'm watching you repetitively go at rappers and taking from people without actually putting back in. If you putting back in, let me know. Because I don't really see that side. I just see people taking from our culture, a lot of bad things happening, and you're not putting back in. And that's really my grievance.
All right,
My
go
thing,
ahead.
I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying that he's not right, but it's a pointless conversation. Dude don't care. He don't care. All he care about is his platform. And I feel like you just gave him more content for his platform. Like, Academics needs to be treated as such. When you see him, you hold his chin up and you slap the shit out of him. And you keep it going. Like, you just keep moving. Like, he do need to get the shit slapped out of him, but why would you give him more content? More content.
I mean, because it ain't making or breaking. So basically, I think
it is, bro, because he's on like a spiral now. Like the shit with the young boys, that was goofy. Whoever was in the car should have slapped the phone out your fucking hand or threw a little bit more money at them young boys. Whatever the case is, why did you record and put that up? Why did you think that was okay? Right. Like, that's the scary part to me, not the dub. That it was cool enough to post. Right, like, why nobody seen any error in that?
Right, when you talking about in his circle.
Yeah, like, it was more people in the car. Like, nobody seen any error, like, with some of the stuff he says and does. And it's just like, I'm known to argue for this nigga. Like, if Boo was here or a couple other niggas that be in my store every day, they always, Reek always defending me. Yeah, like that's what I'm known for, and I don't feel like I do, but I mean, if the nigga need to be defended, if it's a situation where he right, I'm gonna say he right.
Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Yeah, right is right, is wrong is wrong. But you know what I'm saying. But this shit is it's just annoying at this point. Like,
right. So it comes down to perspective. So like, all right, if we talk about the situation with the water, right? He gave the young boys $20 for a 50-cent dollar water. So I could see how in his mind it's like, yo, I looked out. Like, y'all got to make it happen. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can make it happen in the sense of y'all can go and buy 5 more cases of water, and then now y'all all got $25 a piece. $20 a piece.
Pull up with 5 cases of water. Don't give them $20 and say, split it. Get away from my car.
Yeah.
Like, you pull up with 5 cases of water then.
I mean, it's perspective.
That's not perspective, bro. That is like, first of all, what did you even pull up for? What you pull up for?
To get a water?
You didn't get a water.
Oh, okay.
So what you pulled up for? To make the kids' day, to show them it was a celebrity in the car. It's Meek Mill. Yeah. You pulled up to make their day, so make their day then.
Right.
Even if don't give them no money. Hop out, give them a picture and talk to them and give them some game.
Right.
And you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you pulled up to make their day, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't do, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, make their day. You are a celebrity. You are a person who flashes money. You are a person that walks around with $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying you should have sat here and gave them kids $10,000. I'm just saying it didn't look right. It didn't sound right. Mm-hmm. It wasn't right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pull up with 5 cases of water then. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them a dub and say split it. Yeah. Like, then the next day you posting shit that's allegedly supposed to be them smoking weed and all this dumbass shit. Like, what the fuck that got to do with anything? Now you're trying to justify the action. Yeah. Now you
digging a hole deeper.
Yeah, you digging the hole deeper. Why you ain't just pull up with the 5 cases of water then? Mm. What are you asking them? What's the cause for? Mm. What like, for what? For what, bro? Like, when we pull up to the gas station, the young boys say, let me pump your gas. Do you say for what? Right. You're more willing and able to pump your own gas. Right. You're not gonna, if you're gonna give him some money, you're gonna give it to him. You're not gonna ask him what he's gonna do with it. Right. Like, you might know a older one at the gas station that you might seen cop coke before. That don't have nothing to do with your blessing. If he came up to you and lied this time and say he ain't buying coke,
right.
That don't have nothing to do with what you may receive for doing it.
I mean, it take a while to get there. You know what I'm saying? Before you know what I'm saying? Because I think that's in the back of all our mind whenever we give somebody like a homeless person or something. Like I hope that they don't. Yeah, but it take a certain level. Like did you think that way before you was Muslim? Yeah, you did.
It's
you
not
did.
my
I can't
business.
say that.
What you gonna do?
Right.
If you decided to come up to me and say, "Yo, I'm hungry, man. Can I get a couple of dollars?" All right, if you lied, you lied. That's on your stomach.
Yeah.
I did what you asked me, or I did the deed.
But see, you was just like a good nigga by nature. Like for some people, like that's something that you gotta work on. It's different levels to being good.
Just
like, you know what I'm saying?
No, sir, go about your day. No.
Yeah. That's true.
No,
That's
ain't
true.
gotta give it to him.
You don't.
You can say no.
You don't. But
I'm
it's
not
just
gonna record me saying no.
see. That's where I think that's where he went wrong because like we feel his need to record shit, and it's like, all right, you know that when you record this, not only when you record it, but when you post it, like you still had an opportunity to look through it and be like, damn, is this the right thing to do?
Why did that?
And then
why was that
post
thorough?
it.
Like,
Yeah.
why was that cool? Why was that acceptable in your head? That's the scary part to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not the $20, whatever, because they still, the kids still took the $20. They probably appreciated the $20.
Yeah,
it was more so about everybody else had something to say. You know what I mean? And I'm sure if he would have gave him 300, people would have said why he posted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, or you just only did it so you can post it.
Exactly. I'm
so
sure they
niggas always
said
gonna
that
have something to say.
I'm sure they would have said that anyway.
Right.
But I'm just saying is like, why did you think that was cool, man? Like,
and that's something that we'll never know. Is like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we gotta look at a nigga progress and see, you know what I'm saying, like how far they came, because it was a point where I think he made a statement where he didn't want to come back. I don't know where he was in this instant, but you know what I'm saying, niggas don't even want to come back to the hood because, you know what I'm saying, you be doing all this shit and rooting for the hood and trying to do everything that you can for the hood, especially the hood that you came from, and then they kicking your name around in the dirt. Like, for him, that might have even just been a stretch. Like, damn, you know, I'm in the hood, let them know it's me, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm gonna take out here and take this, like, whatever is on, you know what I'm saying, like, it's a dub, you know what I'm saying, it ain't about nothing.
Nah, man, a dub. Here go $20. Y'all split this.
Yeah. I mean,
like, come on, man. Like, you could have not gave him nothing. Like I said, you could have came up and gave him some positivity.
Man, oatmeal better than no meal.
You could have just encouraging them and positivity and some game is oatmeal as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's oatmeal as well. You didn't have to give them no money.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? When you do shit like that, like, it's just like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand where motherfuckers be, where they brain be at, and then what is the people doing that is around you, bro? Like, what, you niggas that afraid to get sent home or get into an argument with a motherfucker? Like, I don't know, man. You just can't be no yes, man. It don't matter the circumstances, man. Whether, like, motherfuckers respect real, man. Motherfuckers respect that one way or the other. He might not get it at first.
Yeah.
But if you would have said something about that, what he did and how he did it, and then he, or whatever, y'all fell out, then he went viral.
Right.
For the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's possible this could have worked out. Like, you know what I mean? Even, you know, in hindsight of y'all argument or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It would have worked out. The nigga went viral. Nobody agreed with it.
Right. See, and I think that's one of the things that we probably should focus on, because it's like, if that was me and you in the car and you seen something wrong with it, or vice versa, and we would have ground each other up and it would have been all love. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we would have got that. We would have, you know what I'm saying? We'd have realized, like, what was the good and what was the bad. You know what I'm saying? Where did we go wrong? What did we do right? Or if any of that. So, you know what I'm saying? The fact that, so what you saying is that because he only got yes men around him, he's not getting none of that. And because and I'm going to say, because he's not getting none of that. Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Yeah. Because he's not getting none of that, is making it worse, because it might have been other shit that he did like that, you know what I'm saying, that led up to this point. Because for me, that wasn't even a kicker. The don't touch my car and all of that.
All that extra shit
was the kicker, because it's like,
pull up for you know they gonna be excited. You Meek Mill.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, it's just a car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like these material things can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you Meek. Like, if you get a nick or a dent in your car, it ain't about nothing. It's, you know what I'm saying? The car don't make you. You make the car. So, you know what I'm saying? Nigga more so concerned, I'm worried about who in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you the celebrity inside of the car. Everybody can get one of them Jones, but, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not you. So, you know what I'm saying? That comes around to, you know, us in our community taking more value in ourselves than we do in these, with these material things.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? And kind of pushing that message. I think that's more important for this platform is we want to, you know what I mean, spread that message. We more important than those material things. So, and I think that's why he was mad at academics, because he like, you taking from the culture, but you're not putting nothing back in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all you worried about is yourself, and you getting nigga, you causing niggas.
Shit. Yeah, you stirring the pot.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is going through real life shit over that.
I understand all that, but it's like the way how he did it, and it's like you just gave him more content. You gave him more sound bites. You gave him a reason. Because now that joint all over the internet chopped up. It's all chopped up.
Right.
It's not getting out there in how it exactly was intended.
But
you know
see, but the
certain parts you hear first.
But when you talk about intention, you think about the fact that Clubhouse is an app where you have to be invited. So, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, real recognize real. And that app should have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say it's going to be linked back to somebody who shouldn't be in the app because they're a fake nigga, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little bit more confidence to say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, if a nigga, I don't want to say if a nigga because it don't matter who the person is, but you can share it with one person, right? You can share it with one person. So even though it's public, it's not public. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of exclusivity to it.
Not really. It's no exclusivity, because if you look at it, even if you stop the function of being able to screen record, you could take another device and record the conversation with that device.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the person that would actually want to do that, because you know what I'm saying, it's not like everybody get to invite everybody. So you're gonna be a little bit more selective. People aren't here to talk to A&Rs, they don't here to talk to producers. Like people trying to do stuff that's on his app.
But you also got people that want
the tea.
chase.
Yeah, they want the tea.
I felt
Yeah.
like he just wanted to talk some shit to him. Because if you really wanted to try to get through to academics about his behavior and making shit worse, you probably could have did it in another way. You probably could have arranged some type of private.
And Axe said that, but it wasn't even Meek. It wasn't even Meek idea to do the room. It was
and I would have declined
before he even came in the room. It was,
you know what I'm saying?
21 Savage.
Man, I don't want to talk to that.
You know,
nigga.
they all talk because 21 Savage has the relationship with Axe. So 21 Savage is actually trying to bridge that gap between Axe, the fuck shit that you do, versus what we feel like you could do to make your platform better, to make us fuck with you. Because also in that conversation, Axe said he wish he had better relationships with a lot of the artists. Because it's like it's basically like, all right, 21 fuck with you, but 21's back is against the wall too, because obviously what I learned last night too is a hip hop alliance kind of with Meek, 21, and all the other things, and they discuss all these things with the pound side pops and all that stuff.
Okay, so it's not just the immediate circle.
Yeah, no, it's not a media circle at all. It's just a group of A&Rs and artists that feel like academics uses his platform to do fuck shit.
Right, so that's why Meek addressed it, because he came in and that was the purpose.
No doubt, but they could have did that, and that shit could have been more private. Whereas though it may have worked, like, but if now you don't feel with like sound bites and all that shit going around, academics gonna feel played. He just gonna use that shit to his advantage to make somebody look worse.
I would hope so, because that's the whole point of having him in that circle, in that conversation.
Yeah, and one of the messages was to do, since he does everything the way he does it, was to have this conversation publicly so he can really feel how people that's really in this shit feel in the trenches of the industry. So part of the conversation was, and he knew the DJ Academics welcome party. He talked to 21 before.
I'm sure he cool with it gonna be public.
No, I'm saying he talked to 21 and he knew that, you know what I mean? And everybody knew that this was what Clubhouse was and what this conversation would be.
Right.
Everybody knew the risk of even the interview going out. Like, that's, you know, once you talking about something like that, because like I said, like, Ack is Ack, Meek is Meek, and is this alliance that kind of want him to stop doing the shit that he doing.
Right.
But he contradicts himself too, because the thing he accused Ack of, he did the same thing.
Right,
he had an argument with the young boys and then posted the opposite of the young boys.
So
that was another strike.
So Act issue is that you are all the things that you accusing me of, you do the same thing. So you are being a hypocrite.
He said Meek is a walking contradiction. That's his.
But that's bullshit, because in 2015 he didn't have a beef with Pound Side. And you was already doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
In 2016, he didn't have a beef with Pound Side.
Mm-hmm.
And you was already doing that nut
The
shit.
whole Meek
so
stuff.
you just do the nut shit, period.
The whole
Right.
Meek
So now
beef.
you have an example to point back at him and say, well, you got it. You know what I'm saying?
The whole Meek beef started with the Drake incident when Drake and Meek was going through it, and Quentin Miller, Meek and them came to act to let him know that they did this and that to Quentin Miller, whatever the situation was, and then Quentin Miller came and said that's not exactly how it happened. And then Act dug a little deeper, found out it wasn't true, and Act said, well, y'all want me to post something on my platform about something that's a lie. You know what I mean? But it's all relationships too, because Act want to keep good relationships with certain artists because that helps his platform go.
And I done heard Act talk about a specific situation on his platform and say, now look, I don't know how true this is yet. So that's bullshit too. Like you could have did the same thing like then. But like he said, it's relationships. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. He probably felt like Drake and all that bigger artists and this, that, or whatever, and he picked a side.
And look at Act perspective. You talking about a nigga that was in his mom's basement with a camera in front of his face, the worst quality, going from that to now being worth $10-15 million.
Right. He don't know how to act.
He kind of got a little cocky last night.
Yeah, he
about
feeling
that.
himself.
Like, this is my brand. Like, I'm going to post what I want to post type shit.
Right.
Now, he kind of retracted it a little bit later, you know what I mean? Because when they start talking serious, like we got your address and stuff like that, he probably reprocessed it. But,
right. So
but
and
his
that's
energy with Meek the whole
that's
time.
Why that's why I didn't like that.
That's
shit
problematic.
That's problematic. You talking G shit to this square about his address. Anything can happen to this boy.
Right.
And you ain't the only one that got his address.
Right.
You're
so now something happened. Right.
Exactly.
It's coming right back to you.
Who around you thinks this shit cool to let you talk like this in a public platform?
That's insane. That's like being a cool nigga at the lunch table and you choose to go smack a nerd. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's high school nut shit. That would have been nutty in high school, but all right, I can see it. You in high school,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But now we grown men. You getting money. You know what I'm saying? We all understand that. Like some real crazy shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could really be
right there. To me, listening to Meek, I kind of get the sense that he just feels invincible. Like he feel like without he feel like he is stepping in the streets in the music industry. His respect is what it is. He got Hove. He feel like, he sat in rooms with the elite, so he must know something about himself and his relationships that we don't know. That's just what I think. That's what I felt like.
But like, listen
look
to
at it, Truck. All the people that got money, the billionaires, the tables sitting at them tables is gonna do something to you. A dude like him that come from nothing. Yeah. You go from the streets of Philly to sitting at tables with 6-7 billionaires.
Right.
You go from that to being on the Forbes list, you worth $50 million. Like,
right.
So to me, even when his peers,
would humble you. You would hope you would appreciate it. Yeah, you left the jail.
Even when his
chopper.
peers was talking to him, like the 21s and like Meek, you got to see it from his perspective too. He was like, "No, fuck that."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they trying to get him the reason to see academic side, he just on some, no, we ain't doing that shit. If he ain't doing it like this, then we ain't fucking with him. It was just like that, like cut and dry. And it's sense to me, like, that if that shit ever happens, somebody has to get there and wise.
And that's the part. That's why he's like that, because the people around him, he's never checked. He can say what he want. Everything's right. You know what I'm saying? Everything he say is right. Everything he say is funny. Everything he say is cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's his way or it's completely no other way. Right. And it just keep making the monster worse. Before you know it, he'll be talking that shit to any and everybody. Man, motherfucker, if it's Michael Rubin, Hove, if Hove want to go do an interview with academics, he probably go talk some crazy shit about Hove. Like, this is like, it seemed like he just getting cockier and cockier and cockier. And it seemed like the experiences that he had, like, you was in a position where all that shit was taken from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just because of somebody abusing power.
Mm-hmm.
But you think that shit can't happen again?
Yeah.
You think you can't be lined up? You think you can't, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what I'm saying. Like, you saying shit like, I got your address. What if I send the youngins through? Even if he just had a comment with another Philly rapper. Yep. In the comments. There's thousands of comments. He talking about, what you think I won't send the youngins to spin the block? Why you niggas thinking I won't do it? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You know how many people screenshotted that? And then the young boy he's talking to, he live from Kensington. He could get spent any moment. You don't know what he into.
Yeah.
Then they It's you.
Yeah, right.
You just threatening with this.
But you know, he said, man, the money turned him into a monster. The money turned the noodles into pasta. You know what I'm saying? So he just living his life, man. He living it. That's his truth right now.
I can't equate that to his being his truth, though.
That's his truth right now. He might be on some real cocky shit right now.
He definitely cocky right now.
And that's the other thing where act be like is a walking contradiction. Here's the other part. With the whole rat conversation of Desiree Perez or whatever, that whole conversation of you cool with that, but you got so much to say about everybody else doing. You got a lot of.
Hold on, everybody don't know what that is, so break that down.
Well, Desiree Perez is like a top level executive at Rock Nation.
And she's also Hov's best friend wife.
Yeah, and she supposedly was an informant on a case against the cartel.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Right,
and she told and got up out of it.
Right, I remember that.
It's OG Wine's wife.
Right, so that's why a lot of people were saying that Rock Nation is working with rats or something like that. I think
because
you know, said that, right?
I just think I'm sure that shit reached Hov's desk by now. I just think at some point he needs to address it.
He ain't gonna address it.
I mean, for what? What do he gain? I mean, I think it would probably be a help. It will be helpful to Meek because at some point, like if he is,
it'll be helpful to the culture. Like he's the culture savior, bro. He's everything to the culture.
That email went out to everybody. Do not address this issue, and that's firm. You know what I'm saying?
And then you
know what I mean?
You know what I mean? That's all the shit he always ever stood on. Those type of principles. He even took those principles into the corporate world.
So why do you think, let me ask you that, why do you think he is
I really feel like is more to the situation. I'm gonna get a man the benefit of the doubt, like I would get one of my friends. I feel like it's more to the situation. Well, maybe she ain't a rat.
Don't know, yeah.
Okay. Know what I mean? I'm gonna say it's more to the situation. I can't see that.
So what you was about to say?
I was just saying, like, why do we think it's not being addressed? But Reek kind of already, it's more to it. And I don't think Hov ever addressed it. Even Hov never told nobody what to ask him. But I'm sure, like, soon he's gonna do one of these. What is it? Every 3 years he do a record or something,
or a verse.
Yeah, I think he's gonna address something. Maybe Charlamagne to do the interview or something. And it'll go.
Shout out to Charlamagne.
Yeah, man, that's another thing, man. He just signed a 5-year deal with iHeartRadio to remain part of the Breakfast Club and got $120 from iHeart for the Black Effect.
Right.
That's supposed to be the numbers. I don't know the exact numbers. It's separate.
Yeah. So he got what? That's 2 separate platforms outside of.
Well, iHeart owns all of it. So,
okay.
They own. They're Clear. They used to be Clear Channel. They changed their name to iHeart. So that's the radio platform. He made sure they created a podcasting platform for the iHeart radio app.
Okay.
Making sure everybody get a bag. So
yeah, he made sure DJ MV and Angela Yee got some.
And the Breakfast Club get to stay together. Him and Yee mended their little beef, and they moving. Period, man. Yee got 2 TV shows on Fox. So shout out to that channel, Fox Soul too. They really are informative, and they really putting a lot of black people on. Like. It's all black, Fox Soul. You know what I mean? Okay. People like people you never thought would have shows. Keisha Cole's I forgot the chick named Claudia, but it's just a lot. Romeo, Angela Simmons, everybody got little shows on there. But Jeezy got a show on there too. So Fox Soul, man. Whoever's over there doing that, shout out to them too, man.
All right, so we got like 2 minutes before we got to close out. The verses got canceled because Ashanti supposedly or allegedly has the COVID and they didn't want her to take the risk. Last week, I was riding with Ashanti, but over the week, I thought about it. Man, I'm going to have to go with Keisha Cole. I'm changing it.
Stay over there, dog. Stay over there.
You staying?
No, he told you to stay over there.
Oh, no, because you know why? Because I thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, it's probably dying. I thought about it, and a lot of her bangers that I really like are with other people, and it's not a whole verse that she don't really have a whole verse on those songs. And I think the dynamic was different with Murder Inc. because she was like the first lady, so she got a lot of banging hooks. She got a lot of Jones on.
So do you feel like it's a mismatch?
In a sense, I do. They both got a lot of collabos, but I think her her portfolio is like is a
Keisha,
lot of
Keisha has a more
collabs.
established career as a
Solo artist, yeah.
I was on there this morning, Shady talking about Carrie Hilson versus Keisha Cole. I'm like, what are you?
Carrie
Hilson had 2 albums, bro.
She wrote a lot though.
Yeah, but you can't. You playing. Your Jones. Like Keisha, she's not a writer, so she's not gonna be playing stuff she wrote. She's gonna be playing her catalog.
Yeah, right.
And Carrie has
maybe Fantasia.
Carrie has 1 album.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying.
Maybe Fantasia.
Yeah, Fantasia. She got records.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying last week, Fantasia. But I think that's too
Jennifer
obvious.
Hudson and like something like that. But I mean, this Keisha like a baby Mary, and Ashanti's like they want to say like a Leah type vibes. You know what I'm saying? So
ain't not like Aaliyah, boy.
So that's
yeah, but still we're on that Ashanti train. I bang with Ashanti, but
I bang with Ashanti, but I just I just think about it.
It's like like shit.
That like you said, as a solo artist, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to like solo hits, like even though she probably could, I don't know if she still can do some of those songs. I just feel like even if she do some of those songs, I wouldn't give it around because she just like Ashanti, yeah. So
and matter of fact, Ashanti got 1 hit album. 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest was I don't even know if she released to date more than two bodies of work.
Yeah.
So, we'll see, man. Foolish though, when that come on, you gotta some of these records are like 2-3 points. You know what I'm saying? Like 5 points. Like a record like Love.
Yeah.
Keisha Cole, that's like that's like a 5-pointer. Like that's you know what I mean? Like so yeah. I was all ready last night too, man. Watch that.
Yeah. A lot of people was. But yeah, that's our time for the day. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. This is the Make the Norm podcast.
See you next week.